How do you come up with ideas for YouTube videos for your library's channel? We're going to talk about that in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome, everyone. My name is Angela Hursh, and I write for superlibrarymarketing.com, the website that gives you lots of tips for library marketing. You can head there to contact me. Let me know what you'd like me to cover in an upcoming episode. You can also nominate your library or another library for Kudos. You're just going to click on the Library Marketing Show tab on the website. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on LinkedIn, make sure you follow me so you get updates whenever I post one of these videos or an article from the blog. And the reason I promote the blog is because today's question actually comes from a viewer named Grace, who wrote in and told me that she is interested in working on her library's YouTube channel, but she's struggling for content ideas. So she was looking to do basically a little video brainstorming. So let's get into that. Finding content ideas for YouTube is actually, I think, fun, but I used to work in television production, so it feels easy to me, and I understand that it might not be so for everyone. So my number one trick for doing this is to just brainstorm. And I like to keep a notebook, like one of these old notebooks, where I keep a running list of ideas, and I kind of keep this notebook with me everywhere I go. And I write down ideas, good, bad, ugly. Like 75% of the ideas that I write down, content for videos or for my blog, are never going to see the light of day. But I keep it with me because my ideas come to me in weird places. And when I used to work for a library, I would carry around a notebook and keep ideas because I was talking with frontline staff or folks who were working in other departments. And as I talked to them, I would see things, or they would say things, and I would go, oh, that might be a great idea for a video. If I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it. So you should just make a notebook that you carry with you all the time. And when you brainstorm or when you have ideas, that notebook is where you keep them. Once you have a list of ideas and you kind of narrowed it down to a couple that you might want to make a video about, you can actually go to YouTube and do a search to see how many videos are of similar content on YouTube. And you're going to do that because you want to make sure that your videos aren't already being covered, the content isn't being covered by someone else, especially in your area. Now, lucky for libraries, we have a lot of services that we provide that nobody else provides. So just do a real quick search on YouTube to make sure there's not too much competition for your idea on the platform there. Really easy to do. The other thing you can do is look at the comments section of your current YouTube videos, or even better, if your library has a service where they answer reference questions by email or by chat, go to that department and ask if you can see some of the questions, maybe the top 20 questions that department is getting from patrons. Those are all great ideas for creating videos. You can answer those questions in video form and put those videos on your YouTube channel. So that's another great idea. You can also go to online community groups, social media groups for different things that are going on in your community, and sort of troll around to see if you can get some ideas for content for YouTube. What are people talking about? What questions do they have that they might not even realize your library can answer those questions or help solve those problems? So you just have to be present and be always looking for ways that your library can address some of the issues your patrons or your community may have. And then finally, my final piece of advice is to actually ask your community. You can do a poll on your social media channels or maybe through email and ask them, what kind of video content would you like to see? Actually, I wouldn't even say video content. I would just ask them, what kinds of things would you like to see the library create in this new year? Things that we can help you with, questions we can answer, problems we can solve. And you're going to get lots of suggestions from your patrons. Let them tell you what content they want on your YouTube channel, as well as your other marketing channels. So Grace, I hope that was helpful for you. And I'm guessing that viewers, you have lots of other ideas and ways that you come up with content, not just for YouTube, but for your other channels. Let's start a conversation down in the comments. Let Grace and I know how you come up with your ideas. Thank you for the question, Grace. Again, you can go to superlibrarymarketing.com and click on the Library Marketing Show tab to answer a question or to ask a question, I should say, or answer a question. Maybe you can answer it. Or nominate your library or another library for Kudos. Kudos today is going to a librarian in the UK. So this guy's name is Lucas Maxwell, and he's a librarian at a high school that's south of London. So he started a Dungeons and Dragons club at his school, and he noticed that students who used to say they hated reading were then coming into the library more often because of his Dungeons and Dragons club. And so this librarian ended up writing a guidebook for libraries on how to promote literacy using Dungeons and Dragons. I just thought the story, there's a whole article that was written about it. I'm going to put a link in the description down below, or if you're watching on LinkedIn, it's going to be in the comments. I just thought, what a brilliant idea, and this guy deserves to be called out. So kudos to you, Lucas Maxwell, and thank you for all that you're doing for the kids in your community. All right, I totally enjoy doing these videos every week, and I've got lots more advice on the Library Marketing Show playlist. If you want to get more advice, click on the next video, and I'll see you there.